Hi, this is Andrea, and I'm doing a review of ASUS's C425 Chromebook. Now, ASUS is a brand I've known about for a very long time, but I have not had the pleasure of their products and of using them, and I certainly haven't used one of their Chromebooks before. So I'm coming from the standpoint of a computer user for over 25 years who has used Chrome products, Chrome operating system, and also the Chrome browser and other Chromebooks, but not ASUS Chromebooks. So knowing that, let's get into it. This is the ASUS 425. You'll see it's a fairly thin one. It's 2.8 pounds, so very light. You have a few ports. Let's see, this side has the micro SD port, which is great because you can add storage to this device. It doesn't come with a micro SD card, but you could potentially add a whole bunch just by using that port. You also have a USB-C connection here. You have one here and you have one on the other side, so you have two total. And what's good about that is that particular connection found, let's see if I can get it up here, right there, is the power connector connects with this, and that's because that can transfer up to 100 watts, which is quite a bit of power, and so it charges quite fast. I think the total from 0 to total charge would be no more than 3 hours, but more likely 2.5. I got it down to about 10% battery, and it took a little over 2 hours to charge it up, so I thought that was really fast. On the other side, you have a regular USB 3.1 connection here. Only having one I thought was kind of a downfall, but really you could get a hub that adds more. You connect it here and you have like 4 of them. I mean, they're very inexpensive, so that's a potential if you needed more. The USB-C over here that I told you about. Now, it doesn't have an HDMI connection, which bothered me, but I ended up buying this, which has the USB-C and ta-da! The HDMI on that. This is a dongle that costs $12 to $15, and it works just fine. So there are workarounds for all these things. And then you have a typical headphone jack that is a 3.5 millimeter connection. That is for wired headphones or microphones. I will warn you, if you try with a microphone and then you go to video, you go to see what you have just recorded with your microphone using this port, if you don't unplug it, you won't hear the sound. I learned that the hard way. But the microphone inside this internally works really well too. But the one negative that I found that is the biggest one so far has been the webcam in this really is stinky. It is less than 1 megapixel. It can take still photos, it can do video, but not well. So again, that regular traditional USB-A port would be something that you would probably want to get an external camera and plug it in. Now here we are on the Amazon website. I apologize if it gets a little washed out in here. I'm lighting the room a bit, but this is at full brightness, and when you go side to side, this is one of the selling points for this product, is that 180 degrees you still can see the screen without a lot of washout. I find that to be true. I like that a lot because that is not necessarily with all of them. This is 1080p, which is high definition screen. Text a little tiny bit fuzzy, but not terrible. I mean, my eyes are probably worse than the screen, to be honest with you. You have a lovely keyboard that is backlit. If I don't know if you can see the backlighting. I know you will be able to see them in photographs I'll put with this review, but the backlighting is not on every laptop, no matter whether that's a Windows-based, a Mac, you name it. So really like this feature, and it's a big one because we don't always use our computers in brightly lit spaces. It's really useful. The 6-inch diagonal trackpad seems to be pretty responsive, not too noisy. The key travel for this keyboard is 1.4 millimeters. Now that made no sense to me when I read it, but when I used it, this keyboard is one of the most comfortable keyboards on any laptop I've ever used, and I would say I have used well over 50 laptops in my lifetime, and I rarely use them for work every day because I prefer a desktop feel. This has the most desktop feel to a keyboard I've found, and I could see using this product a lot more because of that. I was really impressed with that. Underneath, the chassis has downward facing speakers. Lost the word, sorry. Little nubbies for feet, and you have those downward facing speakers on both sides. The speakers, the sound on this, really pretty good. I watched about 6 hours of, maybe 7 hours of Netflix yesterday, and both the screen quality and the sound were good. I could sit comfortably with this in my lap and enjoy them without needing any further amplification or thinking, gee, I'm really missing out. There was some depth to the sound that I was pleased with. There was no real heat. The flash drive, their eMMC drive, which is basically a flash drive, doesn't have any whirring parts that create heat. So you don't need a fan in here that dissipates heat the way a traditional Windows laptop would be, and the way that some of the older MacBooks act. I don't have a newer one, so I can't speak to that. So not a lot of heat means it's unlikely to break down as easily. This does come with a 1-year international warranty through ASUS. It also comes with a 1-year battery warranty through ASUS. So I wanted to give you guys the ASUS technical support number because I had to go looking for it. It is 1-800-820-6655. And therefore, if you run into problems and you want to contact them directly, you can do so. But I'm a big believer in if it works out of the box and it's a solid build quality, it's a good buy. That's where this falls. I think that there are a lot of videos on YouTube that you can check out that are dedicated to how to use a Chromebook, as well as when you set this up, it'll ask you for your Gmail credentials. You plug that in, you put in your Wi-Fi password, and you're off to the races. And the first thing it'll ask you is something like, learn more, or do you want to learn more about Chromebook? And if you click yes, you can learn all about it and how to access apps, how to use the camera, just setting up Wi-Fi. All the issues surrounding this are pretty much in there. And so just knowing that, who is this for? I think these are great beginner laptops. If you don't need to add any proprietary software like I have on my other computers, certain ones that do specific things, like I write Kindle books. So I have specific stuff that does that. I can't do that with this. I can go to the app, which is Microsoft Word. I can type up something, and then I can take that and put it on the cloud and draw it from the cloud on the other computer to use that software. But I can't just do everything on here. Most people aren't going to do that. If you're surfing the internet and you're watching YouTube videos, and even if you wanted to do Skype with a crummy, webcam, you could. You just get the app. If it's in the, another thing to do before you buy this, if you're concerned and you're like, I don't know if it'll have those games I want or whatever, go to the Chrome web store. It's online on any computer, you can do this, and check out what's there. I mean, you can add extensions for so many things. You can change it up, the look of it, with themes. All very fun. But I like Chrome as an operating system. I think it's stable. I think it's good in terms of security. These are big things, and when you just want to do your thing, whether you're a student or your basic use type computer, and something like this that is so lightweight and has a 12-hour battery, so you can take it on a trip and you're not going to, or take it to the cafe all day, and you're not gonna want for anything. In terms of this build quality, I should mention, you can, see that? It's flat. You can view it flat. I mean, if you wanted to show things to your friends or family and watch a video or whatever, you could do it that way. I don't like to do that with mine because I don't like the idea of wearing down the hinges. I mean, I realize they're probably designed to do that, not a big deal. Since this particular model is not a touchscreen, I don't think it'll be something I'll worry about anyway. The flex that I talked about, I can't really wrench on it and flex the display, which is good. I can't really flex the base, which is good. And that all speaks to a solid build quality and a product that I would be happy to recommend to others. And so, with that, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them after the review in that little spot, and I'll see it and try and either answer a question for you or respond to your comments. I mean, I realize I haven't touched on everything, but I hope it's given you an overview of the product itself, the fact that it does run cool. It's a quality build. I will do one more thing before I exit this. I'm going to open up YouTube and play a little bit of a video just because I can, and let you hear the sound and let you see the video. Pretty nice. This is the ASUS C425. Thanks for watching the video.